It's a great hair day.
Good morning. What did I used to, when I used to walk into our old office, I'd say, good morning, good morning, good morning.
I say that.
No, you say it because I used to.
Is that why I say it?
Do you say that when you come in here?
All the time. No, I don't sing that to the team here. No, I don't sing that to the team.
We're going to call you out.
Here, I just say, good morning, everyone, or something like that. I don't know. What did I say this morning?
I don't know. I wasn't here because you literally,
I think I just say like, good morning. I do say good morning to everybody.
I got out of the
And
car.
if it's on a Monday, I always be like, hey, how was the weekend? Would someone do something amazing? You know?
Nice.
Because I really want people to have amazing weekends.
Yeah, me too. Well, we're here in the morning, which is definitely out of the ordinary for this podcast.
It is, but it's actually really good. And we're shooting early because we're actually playing hooky today. So we're kind of working and then going to go play hooky.
Yes,
which is typically,
we were gonna completely
and we're filming
play,
on a Wednesday, so it's
I know. Well, we were going to completely play hooky, and the podcast was going to be canceled this week. And then I was like, why would we cancel the podcast? We can stop and do it on our way.
Yeah, because technically we're going to go lay by a pool, so we don't really need to get there till noon. And we have a couple hour drive to get there. So basically,
I know we're driving to Orlando to sit by a pool, which, okay, first of all, family's there. It's absolutely worth it. We're very excited. However, I'm not big on car rides and, driving 2 hours to sit by a pool when we live in paradise.
And it's also driving. It's also the route we're taking, right? So the route we're taking is fraught with traffic and just congestion. Yeah, fraught. It's fraught. Like fraught is like one of those words that you use when it's just like, this is insurmountable. It's fraught.
Fraught's a real word.
100% fraught is a word.
Do you know the word fraught? I'm looking at Maria.
Okay, look, I'm telling you, throw the definition up. Okay, this trip is fraught with danger. With traffic.
Danger. I've never heard the word fraught before.
And that just shows people how much we love family. We're skipping work on a Wednesday, driving down the traffic corridor of I-4, and everyone who knows Champions
first of all,
Gate. By the way,
I'm the one who always says
I was
down,
talking to a guy,
and you're like, it's not down, it's up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going up, and so. I was just talking with a home inspector who's thinking about joining us, and we actually had 6 people that were going to be joining the webinar, and only one showed up, which is actually the worst performing one that we had. Of course, everyone gets new emails, and they've all like, oh, I get the apology. Oh, sorry, and I'll sign up, and they feel guilty or whatever. But he lived right near Champions Gate, and I was just like, oh,
like, you poor soul.
I was like, golly, what is this?
By the way,
done,
for everyone listening who is not familiar with the area, we're in Sarasota, headed up to Orlando, which is obviously where Disney is. But there's an exit right before you hit the area called Champions Gate, and without fail, doesn't matter what time of day, doesn't matter what day of the week, doesn't matter. It is so backed up.
Yeah, and then you get there and you're like, why is traffic backed up? Like there's just
no reason. There's never a reason.
Except it's just people, getting on or getting off the interstate right there. It's kind of like Sarasota at
It's just
University.
congested. Yeah.
It's always congested.
Yeah.
And fraught.
So with
congestion. So
I thought you said fraught like we would be fighting traffic.
Like fought. No, it's fraught.
No, I hear ya.
Yeah.
I just thought you misspoke at first because you do that sometimes,
Actually, this is why I'm like the Wordle champion.
You are pretty good. I suck at words.
I actually do know a lot of words.
You have a good vocabulary.
English, I have a very strong vocabulary, even though, you come to me, like, I'm like the SWAT team for you, for like Wordle and your crosswords, because you'll be like, hey, I'm stuck. Can you help me?
I'm pretty good at crosswords.
And then I look at, no, you're good, but who do you come to?
If I'm stuck.
Look.
You're definitely my Wordle.
Do I ever come to you for help for words?
No.
Exactly. So
you should
come to me. No, because
not for Wordle. I couldn't help you with Wordle, but I could help you with crossword.
Maybe. But my point is you come to me and then I give you a word. You're like, how'd you know that? And I'm like, I don't know.
No, the amount of Wordle words that I've never heard of before.
I read a lot.
Yeah, I was never a reader. And now I listen to audiobooks. I'm not an English person. I don't
couldn't
help
tell you
myself.
the difference between a verb and an adjective. And a lot of, people I think are like that way. There's a lot of nuances in the language that we speak that we don't really either know or care about, but we can communicate effectively. So we don't care, right? Like I don't need to sit there and educate someone on a verb versus adverb and possessive nouns and things like that.
The fact that you even just pulled those words out is pretty impressive. You're like going back to English class.
No, seriously, I'm sitting in Miss Clancy's class, and
We've talked about Miss Clancy on this before.
Yeah, I hope that she's doing really well.
Yeah.
I feel it would be interesting to find out because I only have 2 teachers.
I was just going to say, I feel like you follow your teachers on Facebook.
I have one, my favorite 4th grade teacher.
And it's kind of weird because it's like, okay, you were literally a child at the time and now you're friends with her on Facebook. It's like, okay.
No. Okay, first of all, not only was I in love with her, she was in love with me.
You were in 4th grade.
4th grade.
Don't say that about her. That's not good for her reputation. You can be her favorite.
She would have this thing where like she'd pick like 5 classmates. First of all, telling the story in today's world makes it seem like, oh my gosh, what was going on? But she'd be like, okay, here's the 5 lucky people. You guys get to stay after school and we'll have pizza together. And it's like, right. Like you do that today with anyone. Hey, stay after work. We're going to have pizza together. Boom, red flags.
No,
here,
seriously.
Stay after school. We're going to have pizza together. Boom, red flags.
Which is sad because I think like genuinely in the past people were trying to make
80s,
like
baby.
special.
It's the golden years.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're an 80s child, you just grew up, with just an amazing world.
I know. Speaking of growing up, we just had a weekend at the lake with one of your best friends that you went to elementary school with. Like you
I literally grew up with him.
Yeah, like down the street. He's
down the street.
Best friend.
We've gotten into so much trouble together. We did so much fun things together. We were all locked out of our house as kids together.
I know. You guys tell your stories, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And then we remember. It's interesting hearing some stories because, and my brother does the same thing. And he'll tell a story, be like, hey, remember this when this happened? And I'm like, no, bro, I don't. And so then I'm thinking to myself, is this one of those cases where I just truly don't remember? Are they associating it with me, or is it one of their? Because there was a group of boys in our neighborhood. There was like maybe a group of like 5 or 6 of us, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe I just wasn't there, but we were all together. It was like the Sandlot.
Yeah, but I think that look. It would be interesting to look up statistics of children and like how much they remember from different periods of time in their life. I think that different people have different memories. Like I could sit there and say like I remember certain things and my sister and I might remember the same stuff. But a lot of times I think it's like a memory is a memory to a person because something in particular was important to them or traumatizing to them or, super happy or whatever or funny. And it's kind of like that's a core memory for that person. But it doesn't mean that it became a core memory for everybody who was present in the moment.
Right. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Well, and here's the other thing is that I'm a storyteller, right?
Right.
And so like you always sit there and go, man, you should write a book about your life because you've just got that. But it's like, I do feel like I've done a lot of really cool things throughout, but I think a lot of people do a lot of really cool things throughout. But some people are just better at telling the stories. And it's kind of like the fish. It's like, like when you caught the fish was this big, right? And then like a couple days later, like the fish, man, it was this big. A week later, the fish was this big. And a year from now, holy cow, this monster that we caught, right?
Yeah.
And it's just the stories get elaborated. But a lot of my stories, it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but like shit happened, man.
Yeah, I know. You just reminded me. So while we were with your childhood friend at the lake over the weekend, a water moccasin
swam through
by.
Yeah, in the lake by us.
Yeah.
Well, and I'd actually just gone up with Abs, I think.
Yes.
To put her down.
Well, first of all, thank goodness the child was not in the water because
I would have snatched her so quick and pulled her out.
There's already gators in the lake where we go, and
there's gators in every body of water
in Florida, and so we're very safe. Obviously, we know what we're doing. We're aware of our surroundings. I have never seen a snake in the water, let alone a water moccasin.
I have not seen a snake in the water in a really long time.
This thing was 5 feet, 6 feet long. I mean, it was insane. And it's swimming right by the shore where she would have been standing.
How fast was that snake going?
Fast until it realized that everybody saw it and kind of started like going towards it. And then it stopped to get defensive.
Did it recoil? Did it like coil up to like attack?
No, not to attack. It was just a bit like, oh, should I turn the other way? Which it should have.
It's so interesting, like,
But
because
we
like I
heard
wasn't
from one of our
there.
neighbors that it had actually been there the day before. They were like, "Oh my God, we
Yeah,
saw
it kind
that."
of came back, so it's kind of it's got a territory now, which is why we definitely should have gotten rid of it, which the guy did. Anyway, it's interesting because
Look, the snake
it's
is
like,
gone.
I wasn't there, but like I guess one guy was using an anchor to kind of pin it
Hey, whoa,
down.
whoa, whoa, we don't need to give the details.
And
That's
then another guy
horrible.
took like a wakeboard and like
no,
decapitated
no.
it with a wakeboard.
Who said that?
Were you there? Did you see it?
The minute there was an anchor thrown and it
You
was,
got out and ran.
I couldn't watch.
Yeah, I heard the rest of the story. They took a wakeboard and
No.
decapitated the snake.
Meh.
Yeah, and I guess they bagged it or something. They must have thrown it in the trash can or something. I don't know. It's gone.
Okay, well, it's super poisonous. And here's the thing, they do return back to the area where it's territorial, and we do have young children in the water. So we had to do something about it. I'm not for killing anything in nature. It was very scary.
First of all, here's all I know, right? They killed it. Men were like, "Roar," in the air, like doing like,
Oh my God.
we have killed snake,
Oh, it was well. So
Where's wakeboard?
So one of the family that was there, they've got an 18-year-old who's amazing. Like, he is very different from other 18-year-olds. He's a pilot. He's gone overseas to play junior
Such a good young
professional
man.
soccer. Like, he has such a good head on his shoulders. He wants to like wake up, dedicate his life to training. And like, I mean, he has goals and motivations, and he's so well spoken. He loves to
He said something to me.
communicate with adults. But anyway, he's the one, really quick before you say what he said to you. The guy was like wrangling the snake, and he was like, "You're like the snake cowboy or something." He like used an anchor, and he was like, he liked when I called him that. Then he was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm the
like,
snake cowboy.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
He actually told me so he's actually looking to get signed at a like an entry level professional team in the United States. And what he said to me was, he goes, if I was 2 inches taller, I would be signed.
Is that
today.
what he said?
Yeah, he's like, I have to work that much taller. He's like,
That much
if you
harder.
look that much harder to make up for the 2 inches. He's 2 inches shorter than what the average, like the optimum height is for a
okay.
goalie. And he's like, I would be signed because I'm there. And I believe that I don't think he's making that up. I think it's just a well known.
No, and I'm sure it's
but
like you're
it's like basketball.
like a bird's
like
wingspan.
You got a taller guy.
Well, you need to stop the ball. Two extra inches could
could
make a big
mean
difference
a huge
in a
difference,
net.
right?
Yeah.
And so he's got to have height and jump and stuff like that. But it kind of goes down to business, right? Like, there are so many things. Like, if you think about it, we as people come in all shapes and sizes: height, weights, good looks, bad.
I was
looks.
just gonna say, I wonder what I could do
Male,
if I was
female.
taller.
Maybe you'd be a supermodel. Because supermodels are like tall.
What are you trying to say?
That you're pretty.
I am a supermodel.
Oh,
I'm kidding. No, if I was,
you're my supermodel.
oh, thanks, honey. If I was 2 inches taller, I'd
We'd be the same height.
I'd be average height. No, I'm really short.
No, you're like 3 inches taller than me. I mean, shorter than me. Shorter than me. But anyways, what I'm saying
That's
is, like,
not
in
true.
business,
I'm 5'3".
I'm 4 inches taller than you. I'm 5'7".
You're 5'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, but my point is that, like, we go into business.
Neither of us could be
And no
goalies.
one sits there and goes, hey, I might be too short for this. I might be, too ugly for this. I might be too whatever for this. But there's a huge amount of those items that not only in sports, but also in business, right? Like, take salespeople. If you don't have a good personality, if you're not good looking, right? If you have these traits that get you through the door.
Well, it is hard because we live in a world today where you literally could go, it doesn't matter. Anybody and everybody is and should be capable.
Can do it.
There should be no bias. There
Does
should
it
be
mean
no
that
anything.
some people have an easier route?
100% do good looks help get you places. Like,
Depending on the profession.
yeah.
Some professions, it just doesn't matter, Matter of fact, some people would look at me like,
I
hey,
bet if you
my
were like,
attorney's uglier than anything. They're probably really smart.
or I was just going to say, like, if you had like a blonde bombshell as your neurosurgeon, you might be like, ooh.
Yeah.
How's this gonna go?
I don't know. Did they really pass their tests?
But that's so stereotypical.
I know, but that's the thing is, people are people, right?
Yes.
And people like to do business with people. And so it doesn't matter. I think there are
A new
certain
bombshell.
channels that things just do become easier or whatever, or you could just not be good at it. Like I have to work really hard, even though I do believe I'm a good salesperson. I have to work really hard to put myself in a position to sell because
So you think if
I
you
don't
were
like the
better
sale
looking,
process.
you would do better?
At what? Selling?
It was a joke.
I
You're
don't.
very
I'm not
handsome.
laughing. I think that I do a great job.
I don't understand. You were like, I have to work really hard. That was the whole point.
My point is that has nothing to do
know.
with my looks. It has to do with my personality. Where like
You have a great
I can sell
personality.
great, but the work required to put myself in a position to then sell,
Yeah.
very hard for me.
Yeah.
Very hard because I don't enjoy that. I don't like that. Where other people they're more geared towards that type
Yeah.
of thing, like on the hunt.
Yeah.
You know,
And just
I need to
social-
kind of be placed in front of the target, and then I'm like I can
Right.
kill.
Right.
But like the idea of like the hunt is just I'm just like
Like
yeah.
knocking down doors. Yeah.
I'm more about the kind of person that's like building the rifle. Don't necessarily want to shoot the rifle or go sell the rifle to
You
other people.
100% want to shoot the rifle too.
Yeah, I know. Horrible analogy.
Yeah, it was a terrible analogy. There are things that you could let someone else do, but not that. Especially if you build
Yeah,
it.
probably true.
I know.
I'm sure.
But anyway, we're like so far off topic here. Not that our topics are any good.
Well, you know what? What were we gonna say?
Nothing. We were talking about the lake, which was part of it. I was going to say, I forgot to mention that we went in with, I got an illness.
Yeah, you were pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is tough because when you're sick, we're too. So typically when you're sick, you are like you have like a rally cry, like like you just can go.
I'm superhuman.
Right, you're superhuman.
Well, first of all, okay, wait, let's take a moment to stop. Every
you could
woman,
be bleeding from your eyes.
Every woman, I actually was at one point in time in my life going blind, but still rallied and was trying my best.
You're like I could do it. It's like Monty Python.
But what I was going to say is every woman in particular, regardless of being a mother, they rally. If you're a mom, you're rallying even harder. Okay. Every man, I was just texting with one of my girlfriends last night, and she was like, is this serious? Like, her husband's not feeling well. And I'm like, oh God, the man flu has hit your home. And she's sitting there, she's got a kid, and she's like, I have been sick for days, me and my child, and I have moved on with life like normal. She was like, my husband today laid on that couch with his mouth open like he's taking his last fucking breath. And she's just like, get up. I'm like, book a hotel so we don't have to watch you suffer. You know,
first of all,
the man flu is so real.
if I get sick, I actually do prefer to curl into a ball and sweat
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
you
and
are
get done.
the king of the man flu.
Okay,
It doesn't
but I don't
happen
get sick
often.
very often.
And then he's like, well, I just need to sleep it off so I can recover quickly. It's like, it must be nice. I tell you.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, okay? Because you were like, "Hey, you need to sleep." I was like, "You were not feeling good. You were man fluing it," and I ended up coming home, taking abs.
Okay,
working,
hold on. Wait a second. So
doing
this sickness
every
was
single
so
thing.
different than normal sicknesses. So as everyone knows, we have dropped out of daycare. We decided against it. It just wasn't the right time. Okay. She tried. We tried.
By the way, if we had daycare last week, we could have just put her in daycare and we would have been okay. Although I think you got this sickness
Exactly.
from
They
daycare.
left me a parting gift. So there we were. I dropped out on the Wednesday right after the podcast. That night at midnight, I get a message from the daycare and it was like, the stomach flu has hit every classroom. Be aware of the illness. And if your child's sick, don't bring them in for 24 hours. And I was like, oh gosh. I'm like, I hope we don't get
Thank
this.
goodness we're not going to get this. Meanwhile, the next morning you're like,
Literally so sick. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. Now
abs and I survived.
You did. And if I was like really sick, but that's all it was like I could function, but I was just sick, then I would be fine. But for some reason, it made me feel like I could like barely walk. Like my energy level was just like depleted from my body. And I was trying to watch Abigail, but I was like, oh my God, I'm so ill. And yes, I had just pulled her out of daycare. Not that I would have driven there to
You called
torture
your SWAT
her.
team, which was me.
Yes, you had to come home. Well, first of all, I would have never gone to the doctor. I wouldn't have even called the doctor. That's, you know me. I'm not like, hey, I have an issue. I'm the opposite. And you always get mad at me and you're like, you wait too long and then there's an issue.
I know. Then it becomes an issue.
And so you made me call the doctor. Well, the doctor, I'm sure for liability purposes, literally the nurse on the phone was like, I mean, you sound okay. She was like, but because you called and based on some, because I'm pregnant, but she's like, based on some of your symptoms, let's just play it easy. Go to the OBECC, which is the emergency room for,
Pregnant
having
babies.
a baby. And I'm like, really? I mean, because when you go there, you're in a room with all these other pregnant women who are having issues or like maybe need to go in and have a baby. So, but they did get me in quite quickly and
And you got an IV, and
they're fabulous there. So
which you needed, by the way.
Okay.
I knew.
So I'm there for like hours, and all they needed me to do, sorry, too much information, was pee in a cup. And I'm so dehydrated. When I tell you, I tried everything. I drank 2 Gatorades in water, and I'm like, I cannot pee. And they were like, we cannot let you go if you don't pee. And of course, you're at home like, I got a home inspection meeting in 10 minutes. Are you going to be home for my home inspection?
Well, first of all,
and I'm like, I can't pee.
Like, I'm trying, and this happens to people, right? Like, I'm trying to grow this venture, and I am literally giving the presentations. I have 4 meetings lined up when all this is happening.
It was a perfect storm.
I prioritized coming home and doing it, and then I'm sitting there like, okay, if I put abs in front of the television, could I get 20
she
minutes?
never watches TV.
And so, and it's because she'd be like mesmerized, like, oh.
But she's not
drooling.
anymore. She's just old enough where she's like, doesn't really care.
No, the thing about her right now is that she, and this is how I actually feel about TV. I don't feel like dropping a child off in front of a television to watch by themselves. I always watch with. To me, it's an event that we do together, that we can laugh, we can talk
about what's happening.
And I laugh and giggle.
It's a learning
and make
experience.
it an experience.
Yeah.
I am not the type to say, hey, sit here, watch TV, and I'm going to go do something
Right.
else.
This is like your babysitter.
It's not a babysitter to me, right?
No.
And so that's why I do feel like TV's okay when I think you think that I maybe watch too much with her.
Yeah,
but for me, it's part of our bonding experience.
I get it. It's a balance. But anyway, so I ended up having to get an IV in the hospital because they wouldn't let me leave before I could do all my labs and everything. So I finally came home. But of course, I'm like, while I'm in the hospital, your friends are texting, do you guys need anything from the store? Because they were going to be at the lake the next day. And I'm like feeling like I'm on my deathbed. And Chris is like, Beck will let you know what snacks she wants. And I'm like, Beck will let you know. Beck's in a hospital bed. I don't know if I'm even going to be there tomorrow.
Because I don't plan this stuff, right? Like you're the planner.
I was like, hey, I'm going to need some help with meals this weekend. He's like, yeah. I gotcha.
No, I can execute the plan. Okay, I can execute the plan.
Anyway, I made it there and I rallied hard.
The first day you had to rally. I think you were feeling better the next day.
Yeah,
And the
finally
last
by
day,
Sunday,
you were back to normal.
I was completely fine. Yeah,
and
and
I
I'm
think
so
we had a
glad
great
we
time.
went. I really am. I'm glad we didn't cancel or anything. It was a wonderful weekend. But
And it's also, the summertime, we had 13 weekends at the lake planned for the summer. And we're already at we just finished number 8 or 9.
It's
Most of
been
our summer is
very
actually
consistent.
over.
Yeah.
Because now we have a couple weeks at home. We're resetting. Then we have 4th of July. And then it's 1 or 2 weekends.
I know this upcoming
And
weekend.
we have another guest that unfortunately is not able to join
Yeah.
us for that weekend. But I can't, there's nothing that we can really move around. So,
But this weekend is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody
is
coming
that
up.
this weekend?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Hope you're not expecting anything crazy.
I wasn't. I'm a huge fan of just handwritten notes.
Yes. No, we're going to hang out at my parents' house. It'll be fun. Bree and Caleb live in town now, so they can come join us. It'll be
Yes,
a whole
that'll be very nice.
extravaganza. But the day before, I'm hosting a book club. So still a lot of hosting this weekend because I'll cook the meal for Father's Day,
we're just
too.
hosting at home versus
Yes.
hosting away.
There's no rest
but
for the
I'm really
wicked.
looking forward to it because I'm actually going to come to the office here, and we're going to do
Oh,
some.
yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to come in over the weekend?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna. We have the storage in the back, and it's just been sitting there for months. And I think I'm gonna do a little organizing.
You and Abigail?
Me and Abs are gonna kind of move things around, and we might go get a snack somewhere and go play in the water park. And
There you go.
I mean, we're gonna blow a couple hours. What, 4 hours?
Yeah, you got plans.
I got plans.
Nice.
So
Very
We'll
nice.
see what happens.
Okay. What else? Oh, Well, we have a couple of things on our list here, but one of the things, that was funny with the nurses. I forgot to talk about that.
No, let's skip that.
I know that's
Yeah. I can't go through that pain again.
And it was just hilarious overhearing nurses talk about the other patients because I could hear them through my room.
I can go without it.
I know. What I was gonna say is I looked at this list. So there's that. No, I'm not gonna share it. There's a Netflix show
that we watched. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what it's called, but Maternal Instinct.
Oh, did you see it?
Oh my gosh, don't watch it. Whatever you do, it's
like
gonna give you
this
nightmares.
is like a warning. Like,
it's like Netflix has
watch.
done a great job, right? Like these people have figured out where, hey, let's take some random thing that was news that ended in tragedy, and let's go ahead and make a mini documentary on it for an hour, 2-hour show, and people we like gravitate to this shit.
Well,
like,
first of
we
all,
are sucked
it's
in
what's
because we
served to you, right? Like, so whatever shows up in the top 10 for shows or movies.
No, it's shot. They control the top 10. That is not served. It's what they're pushing.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever is served to you.
That's what I'm saying. These people, right, meaning Netflix, they create these little mini shows because people love this shit.
I know, it's crazy.
And you get sucked into it and you want to like know what's going on. And it's like, then you sit there like, I can't believe it's evil. It's all the evil in the world.
It is.
Why are we attached to this evil?
Well, it's kind of like you're awestruck, like in the worst way possible. It was the weird texting where it ended up being like the mother was the bully and like
it was like that other one. Remember that one where the girl had like all the money and was tricking people. She was playing different characters and
there's so many things like people working the system and Anna Delvey or it's all these horrible, evil stories. I will tell everyone this story was the most disturbing story I think I've ever seen.
Well, because you could relate to the pregnant
spoiler
people.
alert, this girl lied about being pregnant. Like, huge spoiler if you haven't watched it and you want to, but honestly, don't do it.
First of all, by telling people not to do it is like the invitation to go do it. Because they're like, oh my gosh, what am I missing? What is so bad that I want to go watch
She
this?
pretends to be pregnant. And
First of all, and any guy that sits there and believes.
Well, and that is...
And they weren't married. So, I can kind of give him a little bit of grace.
No, I can give
him.
But
for him to sit there and actually pretend that he was buying into the fact that she was pregnant.
Even though everyone in the world was like warning him. Anyway, she was like faking all. First of all, it's insane because what you realize is there's websites pictures and whatever where you can fake documentation and ultrasounds and whatever because you're like, oh my God, how often are women lying about this? That someone started a business of pay me for a fake ultrasound and I'll put whatever date and name on it. It's like gross. But this woman lied to the point where, and even after the fact, it's like, it's been 2 weeks since my due date. I still haven't had the baby. For all these reasons, she was like literally calling bomb threats into hospitals. Oh, can't go to the hospital today for our appointment. All these excuses, just lie after lie after lie. And she wound up killing another woman and stealing the baby.
Okay, first of all, you gave the whole thing away.
I said it was a huge spoiler alert. It is the most disturbing thing in the entire world. It's horrible.
Okay, can we change the topic?
We have to, but nobody watch it. It's really...
Okay, well, I feel like this was like the last thing on our list of like
maybe
we could talk about.
And it gave me nightmares again, just looking at it.
Okay, it never should even been on the list.
Okay, I know it's hard. We're not going to talk about. It's hard to move past this. You need to come up with.
But it does remind me of like since we're talking about like
segue
death
into something.
And
oh God,
stuff like that is that unfortunately here in Sarasota, we lost a young restaurateur on like a freak accident. He had just opened up. We have an amazing restaurant. We frequent it actually quite often.
Well, it used to be called Tsunami, and he spent literally almost 2 years building a new restaurant called Hanami.
And he had this restaurant, Tsunami, for 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Opened up,
and he was young.
Restaurant.
He opened it when he was like 21. Yeah,
and then opened up another location in Lakewood Ranch, and then they're what happened, something along the lines of like the location in downtown, like there was some mechanical issues.
They were already building the secondary location with the vision of something bigger and better in a
Yes.
space that they could. In the meantime, they planned on keeping the other location open until I think the grand opening in the new place. They ended up having some like permitting issues and ventilation issues with the airflow in the kitchen
Yes.
of their current location and had to shut it down
which
early.
of
But that
course
had
would
nothing to
probably
do with
like
it.
kill their cash flow or whatever.
Right. So it was a
they
struggle,
built this
I'm sure, in the
amazing
end.
place. It just opened up in the last couple weeks and
Months, yeah.
last couple months, and like a couple weeks after they finished it,
9 days after the grand opening, he passed
after the
away.
grand opening, he hit his head.
Well, yes.
He fell. Something happened to his head. Went into the doctor, and they were like, "Yeah, you're good to go." And then had like a brain bleed.
Well, they don't know for a fact. I think that's what they're looking into, but that's what it sounds like happened. Is that like
Right.
typically it's in our pediatrician, was saying, yeah, that's usually when something like that happens. If you have a head injury, 3 to 4 days after the fact is
Right.
when something would happen.
But he literally spent almost 2 years of his life pouring into passion.
to every detail.
Small business owner, restaurateur, and they have the videos and the social and stuff. They've got videos of him at the grand opening, being like, it's a labor of love and enjoy, and it's like the nicest.
It's like every piece of wood, every artwork.
And they did it in a really old Sarasota building
Yeah.
that has literally had a couple restaurants pass through it. All of which I think I've actually liked.
So it's interesting because there are those.
It's just a rough location.
Yeah, there's certain locations where you're just like, this location's doomed. Like they've,
You can't get the people there.
right, or
It's
you,
just off the path.
or it's just one of those things. Like even Rose and Ivy, which is in like a pretty good location downtown. I mean, it's weird because it's around the corner, over by the Opera House. But there's certain things that where you just look at a restaurant and you're like, oh, that's just continuously changed hands. Yeah,
And people lose a shit ton of money. Like restaurateurs, like, I mean, when you go in there, let's say you can get an SBA loan or whatever, like you're on the hook for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And I always sit there and wonder, like, when they get these businesses up and running, do they pay down this debt? Because I think being a restaurateur is one of the most capital intensive up front,
Yeah.
hardest to maintain margins, and then frequently go out of business because people's minds
Well, it's so
change.
hard, too,
or you
because-
just don't get it right and people don't
So
come.
you can be really successful too, and you make the decision. So I think of this old place downtown called Tavern on Main, which was just like this little back
Hole in
kind
the
of
wall.
alley, hole in the wall place, and they did amazing. They opened up a kitchen, started doing like pizzas in their kitchen, and people loved it. Like they were always busy, and it was like people knew about it even though it was kind of under the wraps. And so they got a new location and they started the build out.
A nicer, bigger location.
Huge, nicer, bigger location, and who knows what happened.
Empty for years.
But yeah, and now the building is sold to somebody else, and they couldn't. But it's so sad because it's like that business just never came back. It never came back. It was just like they tried something bigger and better. Who knows what issues they ran
You know what
into?
place always blew my mind, and I was super sad to see close, but it made sense to me, which was the hot dog place.
Oh,
So-
and I was just gonna say,
And it's like, how do you? Okay, like you're in like prime location.
what
on
was
Main
it?
Street,
Doggy Style was the name of the
and
hot dog place.
it literally, the guy's super nice from up north, and we would literally.
I think you were
chat.
his number one customer.
I would ride because at that point in time, in the beginning at least, it was kind of like COVID-ish time, and I would ride my electric scooter from our house into downtown because we only
Go
live
get
a couple
yourself
blocks
hot
away.
dog. Yeah.
But if you think about it, like rent's like $5-6 a month.
Well, especially downtown.
And if you're
It's
selling
insane.
a $10 hot dog
Yeah.
meal, like fries, hot dog, and a drink is $10. Okay. You got to sell 500 of those, right? So you're looking at 15 hot dogs a day
Mm-hmm.
at 100% profit to pay the rent.
Well, and it's amazing because so I actually walked by that exact location yesterday, and not only there's a new place opening up, and it's saying that it's like a cafe and cocktail bar, which is right next to Cascadale, another cocktail bar. But they bought out the space next door, so it's not just the hot dog place.
The real estate place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the
they
cafe's
kind of
got
combined
both.
it. Yeah, which it makes sense because that would
It
be
was
a
a small place, yeah, for anyone to open. And so the fact that the two businesses next to each other just happened to be both out of business.
Well, I think the leases kind of came up at the same time.
That's what I'm saying, like, but other
and the
businesses
owner
haven't
could
had
have just
the
said, and I
opportunity.
think I actually think that he just couldn't get the lease because I think when he got in there, everything was deflation. Like everything was a little bit tougher. And things are really good in Sarasota right now. Like even though I think the economy necessarily, like we still have a lot of retirees, a lot of money that's kind of
it's
moved
interesting.
here.
The friends we were just with this past weekend, he works in construction and contracting and everything, but he said that the real estate market is up like almost 40% right now.
23%, I think is what he said.
38 is what he said, which is why I rounded up to 40.
Oh, okay. Let's say 38 then.
But.
Yeah, 38%. So that's 2% can be huge. On $10 million, 2% is $200,000. So that's a lot of money. But that's very interesting. And he did say it was up. It took a dip, but his jobs are like multi-million-dollar jobs, right? And so, when you're doing that kind of volume, it's easy to sneak out $100,000, here and there, type of a thing. So. We just need the sales that are that high.
I'm like, you just got so derailed by the number. We were talking about real estate and how things were going well in Sarasota.
A new retail. So we had this huge kind of commercial in the shirt business side, right? And so the whole goal was to build out the infrastructure to be able to manage all that and then start adding retail components to it. And I feel like I'm a year behind in getting it all done, but we're going to be launching some embroidery in 2 weeks.
We talked about this, yeah.
And right after that, we're launching something called Thousands of Shirts. And we're going to be going after races and church, like organizations that order 1,000 or more shirts at a time.
Yeah.
And because we own the printing factory, because we get everything at basically cost, a lot of the people that provide shirts to these venues, if let's say the shirt is a $3 shirt, they charge $6. And if let's say we charge $2 to decorate, they charge $4. So it's a $10 shirt for the end user. Now for us, our cost is like $5. So we can maybe sell that shirt for say $8, save someone thousands of dollars on thousands of shirts, and we still make way more money than we would ever make if the order was just brought to us.
It's a lot of math.
I'm really looking forward to it. One of our dev team's doing a really good job. Our support team's doing a good job. But we have to get these things in line because as we move into the wintertime, things slow down. So we have to build up our retail sales channels by the time we get to winter.
Well, it's crazy. We were just talking about restaurants and stuff, and you changed the subject, but going back to it, it's like not the smallest thing, the biggest thing can make your business, you can make or break it. And social media, while it's not something that you can bank on, it's absolutely insane to see what some sort of like PR or promotion or viral video can do for your business. And we have 3 restaurants in Sarasota that just got recognized by the Michelin Guide. Not all of them got a Michelin star, but they were recognized by the Michelin Guide. And all 3 of the restaurants, like I follow them on social media, are literally like, we are so sorry. We're trying to keep up with demand. We are out of bread for today, or we're out of sandwich. We've done what we can. These places, since that's come out, have been insane.
What's crazy to me is you are a huge foodie.
I'm a huge foodie.
And I was like, do you know where Michelin stars came from? And you're like, no.
We talked about this, didn't we? And it was
I don't
the
think
tire
we ever
company.
talked to. Well, we talked about it in the car.
Okay.
And I asked you. I said,
read
hey,
a book where
can you Google it and see how close to reality I am on this? But you probably never did that.
Yeah, I don't know if I did.
You just
but
trust
what
me.
I was gonna say is like, there's videos, and this guy, who was popular, he had a food truck that was doing like Philly cheesesteaks, and he's like, dude, you're the reason all these people are in line. Like, you did one video that got 500,000 views. And you are the reason that I have a line out the door now. And it's like, he had come back, and it was like this viral video again of the guy who came, and you're just sitting there going, how insane, because how many years did that food truck sit there selling one cheesesteak a day, or whatever, who knows, like however many, sitting there going like, I'm just getting by. I really like making cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks all about the bread.
Well, whatever
If you have good bread, I mean,
you're stuck on the sandwich. I'm stuck on.
There's another small business here in town called Bakeroo.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
And you are like obsessed with it. It's
I feel like they
should.
I feel like they should hire me for their social media content. That's how much I'm.
I have hired you. I'm going to fire you.
No, I'm laughing because I just
You're actually
continue
an
to post.
amazing food maker and photographer. I'm just teasing.
I continue to post. Their sourdough is the best I've ever had, and I continue.
Their sourdough has a really great crust. I mean, the flavor's amazing. It's been very enjoyable. I had a piece this morning.
Yeah.
I probably don't share in your enthusiasm as much, but I do think it's really good. And I've definitely eaten a lot of bread lately. So,
I know that's the problem. I can't stop buying.
but another great, I feel like the food in entrepreneurship. I think food is one of these areas where, while the cost to create a restaurant is big, right? The cost to make something really special is low cost. To make a dish is $10, right? Even if you had, a protein or something in there. And you can do something that just wows people,
and charge a lot.
In the physical world, whether you're making software or product or things like that, like to get that out to the masses. If you make a restaurant, we can have 500 people run through your restaurant in the course of a week. If you sell a widget online, and it takes a lot of hard work to sell 500 widgets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have actually challenged our team on for our steak seasoning. And
I was literally just going to say, I mean, we have a steak seasoning.
yeah, and it's tough, right? But like we have known that when we get something that's got like 1,000 views, like we'll get 50 orders. Like it happens, right? And so I've challenged the team,
Maria,
to basically really look at the strategy is pretty simple, right?
what are other people doing that's successful?
Rip off and duplicate.
Yeah, R&D, baby.
R&D, baby. And it's look at something successful. Don't change much, but let's film it for ourselves so it's 100% our content and repost it. Because we actually have a significant following inside of our Dusted channel. So we have a good base for these things to kind of take off and to gravitate and grow.
Yeah.
And so I have challenged the team to one per week.
Businesses take time. They do.
So by next podcast,
there you
I'm going to
go.
share how amazing this video is. We might be filming tomorrow.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's
Hint,
amazing.
hint.
We've got a lot of stuff going on with the business right now.
A lot of
You've
stuff.
actually got a trade show coming up for Dusted. You're
At the
going
end of the
to
month.
New York.
Yeah. So we'll talk. Matter of fact, we just shipped the trade show booth
Did you?
to the location. We ordered a new booth and it's being delivered to the place I'm staying at.
Oh.
We literally ordered all the collateral stuff. It's being shipped to the hotel.
Really? You didn't ship stuff to the conference center?
No.
Why?
Well, because I don't trust, even though
Okay.
Whereas I'm staying at the hotel and I can just kind of box it and bring it
But then
over.
you're walking the streets of New York with a trade show.
Oh,
booth.
no. I'll be Ubering.
Got
Maybe
it.
Waymoing.
Waymo?
Yeah. Or lifting.
Is Waymo a new? Isn't what's? Is
Waymo.
that like
It's
Uber?
the driverless cars.
Oh.
Yeah. I think they're just in San Francisco still. A couple states out
I
west.
don't know. The other day.
I mean, if they're going to be anywhere, they're going to be in New York next,
Yeah,
right? That's a
yeah.
big place where it's
No,
driverless cars
I,
and everything else.
I can't remember what conference.
We have two big meetings.
Oh, it must have been Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
We just had a conference there, and one of our people that was there for the contracting that I do said, "I'm in a driverless car."
Yeah, we have a
They
big.
Ubered.
But there's a firm out of Austin that is interested in maybe buying home inspections. So we have a call with them on Monday.
We got lots of calls going on with investors for home inspections and people interested.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where we're getting momentum, we're adding people in, we're making waves, we're publishing press releases,
which we want the attention, because we've had this conversation before where it's like you can come up with an idea for a business and you can try to grow it on your own and you can make it a startup and you can say, I'm going to do this solely by myself because in 10 years from now, if it becomes something, I want to get 100% of the proceeds and profits, because it's my idea and my hard work. But the reality is that not only do you need some of the financial support up front to get the company to where it needs to go to, it's like you could spend all that time, and wind up being just as profitable at the end of the day if you were to get someone to come on board right now. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's kind of like we've done a great job the last couple of years growing a team and building it out. But I am a product person, and there you have to come to terms with some things, I think. And
in business.
in business, right? And so you can either add team members to your company to fill roles that they're really good at, or you can partner with people or other organizations.
That's
or,
the thing too. As you partner with people, they bring
these
tons of
resources
value.
and
Yes.
value of people that would help us scale even bigger. And it's like we always said, I'd rather have 30% of a multi-million-dollar pie than
Right.
100%
Right.
of $1,000 pie. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so, our goal here is to take care of our team, and to create a place that people want to stay in and reward and do that. And if we look at SpaceX, right, like as an example, like we're
should we
never
talk
going to
about
be like a
Elon?
SpaceX, they went public.
The new trillionaire.
And he's a trillionaire, which on paper, there's no way that could ever be liquidated and
Right.
turn into anything real. But if you look at that, that IPO created 4,400 millionaires.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, with like an average $3.5 million was like the average.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you look at that, like,
Okay, well, with
I
that,
don't-
we will see you guys when we are $3.5 million richer, each of us.
So, but if you look at it, like, I'm not going to sit here and say like, hey, I'm going to turn all of our team members into millionaires. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. However, can we make put everyone in a position where they paid off their house, right?
Right.
Like, where they've
Well,
paid
Google's
off
first
some big
100
things.
employees became millionaires.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're ever going to become a billion.
No,
dollar
I'm just
company,
saying, like,
right?
we're not
let's be
Google,
realistic.
but I'm just
but
saying-
like, let's say that we sold homeinspections.com for $50 million, right? That technically means we would distribute $10 million to our team.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
goal.
If it was equal, right? It means that we didn't have like ranking because we have ranking, but let's just say it was equal and we had 50 employees, like 50 team members at 10 million. What's that? That's $200,000 each.
The fact that you just asked me to do the math.
I know.
I was like,
So literally that means that every team member would get a check for 200 grand. Now, is that enough to pay everyone's mortgages off? No. Now, but the reality is that we've got team members who just started with us and we have team members who've been with us for 3 years, right? And so when there's going to be people that are going to get a $500,000 check, right? And those people could pay off their mortgage. And so, and I don't think that, I believe that everyone's gonna be like, hey, let's build the next one together. Like, I don't know if we'd be like, hey, thanks, I paid my mortgage off, I'm gonna quit, because it's not what
it's
you
not
and I
enough
call,
to, go live your life like you don't need to have a job
FU
another
money,
day. Yeah.
right? It's not, none of us, even for us,
FU
like,
rich,
yeah,
yeah.
like we're not gonna sit there and just quit. We're just gonna be like, hey, let's go do something
Well,
else.
you could never quit. You'll always
never
wanna
quit.
work.
No,
I
no.
know.
We got too many
I
ideas.
know. But speaking of work, we need to get to playing hooky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was time. Time flew by fast today. I love ending.
does
You know
in the
what?
morning.
Our goal, and we said this, and we actually share this
Always
with
leave
our
wanting
team.
more.
We share this with our team. Is our goal is to create cool things, sell cool things, and kind of pass that to the family. And so, I think our goal,
Create cool things, sell cool things, have a cool family.
yeah, we just want to be cool, man. All right, we'll see you next
Our
week.
goal is what? You just talked a lot about goals.
Our
We just
goal,
talked about it for an
yeah,
hour.
I
Now
mean,
you're about to get into our goal again. We got to say goodbye.
All right, goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.